Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is part 2 of the video on how to make a straight pants or trouser. Now this is the sewing tutorial. If you know you are new here, please check my channel or check the link attached to this video for the part 1 on how I cut this trouser. So let's go straight to joining all our pieces together. So for this trouser, we're going to be joining the front piece together first of all. So while joining it at the crotch curve area, yes, we're joining it at the crotch curve area. So you're going to sew on 1/2 inch. So I already marked 1/2 inch when I was putting that 1/2 inch allowance. Remember when we're cutting the trouser? So that 1/2 inch is what you're just going to sew at all the way down to the end. Now if you're working with a crepe fabric, you can come down from the beginning of the crotch curve by 1/2 inch or 1 inch and connect it back to that waistline, the other edge, so give it that V shape so that your trouser can sit well. Now I was done joining the crotch curve for the front piece, and we're going to go straight ahead to join for the back piece. All right, for this back piece, you don't sew on 1/2 inch entirely. At the top of the crotch curve, you go in by either 1 inch or 3/4. Most times 1 inch work perfectly well, because that your back is usually deep and you don't want the trouser to become bogus there. You want it to be fitted. So you see I came back to going by 1 inch. So going by 1 inch at that point, and the rest places should be 1/2 inch. Now after going in by 1 inch at the top and 1/2 inch, connect the curve and go ahead to sew on it. Please note this is very important so that your back trouser will lap very well. This is what you should do. All right, so after marking, just go ahead to sew it out. Now one thing I forgot to mention, we added dart allowance for this back piece, so you can either decide to sew the dart at first before joining the crotch curve, or sew the crotch curve and go ahead to sew at the dart, whichever works for you. So after joining the crotch curve, the next thing we want to do is to sew at the dart. Now to sew at this dart, I'm just going to take the back piece together like this. Take it like this, the both pieces, right? You know I already joined mine, so just get the midpoint of this back piece, notch it. The reason why you are getting the midpoint is because that is where you're going to draw your dart leg. So after I was done notching it, I just connected a straight line downwards from the part that I notched, and the length of the straight line should be 5 inches. That's the length of your dart. That is the length of your dart. So after marking that straight line, you go in on 1/2 inch on both sides. Remember your dart intake was 1 inch, right? So go in on 1/2 inch on both sides and just connect it. Now this is one part of the back. I'm going to repeat it on the other side of the back piece. Now the same thing, you already notched it, right? Come down by 5 inches for the dart leg. After coming down by 5 inches, go out by 1/2 inch on both sides. By the time you mark 1/2 inch on both sides, you measure what you have there is going to be 1 inch, and that is your dart intake, and that is what you are going to sew out. So let's go straight to the machine and sew out the dart. So this is how I'm just going to go and place it on my machine. Let that middle line be centralized, then you sew on one side of the 1/2 inch that you marked. That's how to sew a dart. So I was done sewing the dart, and this is how it looks like. Now the next thing to do is to add our pocket to the front piece. Remember we already joined the front piece at the crotch curve, so these are the pockets I had previously cut in the first video, right? Now I'm just going to make a mark to know between the front side of the pocket and the back side of the pocket. So this is the back side of the pocket. I'm just marking it so that we don't get confused as we sew. So to fix your pocket, you first of all determine where you want your pocket to start from. So from one edge, you can decide to go in by 1.5 or 2 inches or 2.5. So as from 1.5 inch, right? So I just explored with these pants. I went in by 2.5, but please, when you're making yours, go in by 1.5 or 2 inches because it will make your pocket to lap very well. So you come down by 7.5 inches and just notch it at that point. So you're going by 1.5 or 2 inches or 2.5 like I did, and then come down by 7.5. Now you're going to repeat that same thing that you did on the pants. You're going to repeat it on the pocket. So you mark it on the back side of the pocket, right? That's why I marked, to know the back side of the pocket, because you're going to be placing the pocket to the pant front to front. So on that back side of the pocket, that's the back, right? I'm going to also go in by whatever I did for the main pant. So I went in again by 2.5 and I came down by 7.5. Came down by 7.5. And so now I'm going to connect it with a straight ruler. I'm just going to connect. It's going to give me this slant line, right? It's going to give me this slant line. Remember that what we are creating is your pocket entrance for your hand to come in. So place the pocket to the main fabric of the front piece, front to front, front of the pocket to front of your trouser, right? And then pin it down very well. That line that I just marked, you are going to go ahead to sew on it. So just go straight to your machine and sew on that line that you marked. Remember, you placed the pocket to the trouser, front of the pocket to front of the trouser, right? So now I just go ahead to sew on that line that you marked. So after I was done sewing, this allowance, right, that I sewed at, now this thing that I marked, we are going to fold it to the pocket side, right? You want to sew it in, so you are going to fold that allowance to the pocket side. So just watch what I am doing. This allowance that I just sewed at, now I'm just going to flip it over. I was just showing you how it looks like on the front side, and then I'm just going to turn it over, and I don't want this allowance to be rough inside the pocket, right? So I'm going to fold it into the pocket side. I'm not folding it into the main trouser, right? So I'm just turning it so that I'll be able to sew properly on it. Now after I turned it, just watch how I'm going to just fold it in and sew it directly into the pocket. So this is the allowance, right? So I'm just going to fold it in and sew it on top of the pocket, right? That's inside of the pocket. So I'm just going to sew it in like this. And after I was done sewing it, this is how it looks like. The allowance will no longer be rough. When you put your hand inside your pocket, it's just going to be smooth on it there. So this is how the pocket looks like. Now let's finish up this pocket. So just flip it over, take it in like this, just the way you see me do. You see that we already have our opening, our entrance for our pocket. Now you are going to, that thing that you went in by that 2.5, you want to replace it back, right? Because it is your waist measurement. So from the other edge of the pocket, as it's opened like this, you are going to mark that 2.5, or like I said, you can use 1.5, you can use 2 inches. Just mark whatever you took from the beginning, and you are replacing it back. Like that's just what you are doing. So on the other side of the pocket, mark that thing that you marked before. I did 2.5, so I marked it again. So by the time you now take the pocket in, you will take this folded edge that you just sewn at, you are going to take it to what you marked at the other edge of the pocket, right? Just watch what I'm doing. It's very simple. So this is how your waist measurement that you altered before is now complete. So this is how your pocket will now look like. But remember that we've not sewn the down part of the pocket. So if you put your hand inside like this, now your hand will come out. So we have to safeguard the down part of the pocket. I just wanted to show you how the pocket will look like here first of all. So now let's go over to safeguard that under of the pocket, like to sew it down so that when you put your hand inside the pocket, it will not come out. So this part now is what I'm talking about. So now to sew this part, we don't sew it from this place the way it is now. You have to turn it over so that it will be neat. So I'm not going to sew it from this back that I marked here. I'm not going to sew it from this back place. I want to sew it from the front, right? Because it is this front that will not be inside at the end of the day when we finish sewing. So just fold the front piece of your pocket like this. So you are going to sew directly on the front. Now remember that the pocket is supposed to be curvy, but I cut it straight. So it's not that you are going to make that your pocket curve. So from that 7.5 that you came down by, just curve it down to the hem of the pocket, and you are going to sew on 1/2 inch on the remaining part. So the hem of the pocket will be sewn on 1/2 inch, then you curve from that 1/2 inch down to the top that we stopped our sewing the other time. So just watch what I'm doing. It's really simple. So just curve it in like this. So I'm going to go to my machine now, and I'm going to sew on the 1/2 inch and curve it in whilst sewing. So this is how to close your pocket neatly. So by the time you flip your trouser over, when your client flips the trouser over, they will see that the pocket was neatly sewn. So now I'm going to cut out these excesses here. Cut it like very slim, like a little below 1/2 inch so that it will not be bulky there. So I'm just turning it over the way we fix the pocket. After sewing it, just turn it over like this, and this is how it looks like, guys. It is very neat and very beautiful. Remember, we already marked where we took out for our waist measurement before on the pocket. So now you are just going to, this is how the pocket looks like inside. So I'm just going to safeguard the top part. So I like to sew it from the front, so I'm just going to safeguard it. I'm just showing you how the pocket is. So now that top part, you just safeguard it. Remember that this trouser is going to have a band, right? So I'm just going to sew it down. So that means I'm sewing the pocket into the trouser itself. that's the upper part, so that it will not be opening before I fix my band in. You can decide to just pin your own down and then fix your band just closes it automatically, right? But I like to just safeguard it as I sew. So this is how to fix your pocket. It is very, very simple and very straightforward. So after I was done safeguarding the upper part, this is how the pocket looks like. You can see how neat it is, and even the inside, it's also neat. Now we're going to go ahead to repeat the same process to sew the pocket at the other side. So like we did, take your pocket, place it front to front of the pocket to front of the main fabric. So on the main fabric, you are going to go in by either 1.5 or 2 inches or 2.5. Like I did 2.5 in the other one, I repeated the same here. Then you come down by what, 7.5, and then you notch it on the main pocket. This notch helps it to relax very well when you end your sewing there. Now on the pocket, you're going to what, mark the back side of the pocket, the same thing you marked. Mark 2.5 in, or 2 inches or 1.5, then come down by 7.5. The 7.5 is a constant. Then draw a slant line on it, connect a slant line on it, and you are going to go ahead to your machine and sew on that slant line, right? But before you sew on the slant line, remember I said you should pin it down so that it does not what, it doesn't shift. So after I was done pinning down, I went straight to the machine and what, I sewed on that slant line that I marked. After sewing on the slant line, I said you should what, take the allowance and sew it on top of the pocket itself, not on top of the pants that you are sewing. Sew it on top of the pocket itself, fold it in and sew it neatly on top of the pocket. So here I was done sewing that allowance on top of the pocket, and this is how it looks like. So for this, I decided to just safeguard the darn first of all before I go ahead to finish up the top of the pocket. So like I said, you turn it over and you sew directly on the front side of the pocket. Remember that we're going to sew it in form of a curve from that point where I stopped my sewing the other time. So the darn will be ½ inch, the hem will be ½ inch, and then the ½ inch curves into that 7.5 that you notched the other time. So just curve it in like this and go ahead to sew it on your machine. After sewing, make sure to trim it out reasonably so that it will not be bulky. So after you're done sewing, just flip it over, turn it over, and now you can see that the pocket automatically assumes its position. That waist measurement that you removed before, it has automatically come back, that 2.5 inches. And so now you're just going to go ahead to safeguard the upper part like we did for the other side. And this is how to fix your pocket for your pants, whether your pencil pants or your straight pants or even your palazzo. This method works for every type of pants. All right, so our pockets are set, and now we're going to go ahead to the next step. So the next thing is to join the sides of the trouser. Now you know, remember that this trouser is going to have a zip, so you decide on which parts will have a zip. So I'm going to put the zip at the other side. On this side that will not have the zip, I'm going to mark 1 inch from the top to the bottom. I'm going to be sewing on 1 inch. Remember, we added 3 inches allowances on this trouser, so on both sides I will sew on 1 inch, and inside I will also sew on 1 inch. And then the part of the zip where the pocket ends, I will still come down and mark 1 inch down. I'm marking 1 inch down, the same thing I did for the other side, but notice I didn't mark from the top because I left that part for the zip. So I'm just going to go ahead to pin it down. It's very important that you pin down so that your trouser will be equal at the hem. If you don't pin down, it might shift depending on the fabric you are working with anyways. So after marking it, I'm going to go ahead to my machine and sew it down. All right, so I'm done sewing it, and this is how it looks like. You can see how I sewed on 1 inch downwards on both sides, and I left the zipper part open. So we're going to go ahead to sew the insides of it, that's the inseam. Now to do this, you are going to make sure that that crotch curve on both the front and the back piece, you open up that allowance and make sure that they align on that same point, right? Just watch what I'm doing, make sure that they align. Open up the allowance and then pin it down. Pin from top like this, middle, pin down downwards, and go ahead to sew also on 1 inch. Go ahead to sew on 1 inch. So make sure you sew from the middle downwards on one side and then from the middle downwards on the other side. Don't sew from the down, sew from the middle to each side. So at this point I was done sewing it, and this is how it looks like. You can see how neat it is. I've sewn both the inside and the outside of this trouser. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead to fix our band. To fix our band, you're going to measure from one opening round to the other opening to know how many inches is on your waistline. I got my value and I went ahead to cut a long strap with what I had on my waist, and then the width of this strap is going to be 5 inches. That's for the band. The width is going to be 5 inches, and then the length will be that thing that you measured on your waist. So I'm going to be ironing and interfacing on it. This is an S-stay. You can iron gum stay or need, but I actually prefer using S-stay because it gives it that good fit. So I'm going to go ahead to iron it down, press it into the fabric. I was done pressing it here and I folded both edges, ½ inch on both edges. And before you go ahead to fold it into two like I did here. So we're going to go ahead to sew it on the trouser. Now you're going to sew front of the band to the back of the trouser. So the inside of the trouser, you're going to sew the front of the band to it. Now sew on that ½ inch that you folded, the first ½ inch that you folded, before you now go ahead to close it in. So I just went straight to my machine, and at this point I was done sewing it all around, sewing the first ½ inch front of the band towards back of the trouser. Now I'm going to just flip over the band to sew to close it in. This is how to neatly finish up your trouser band, especially for your corporate trouser, right? So just close it in like this, and now I'm going to be sewing at the edge of where the band is going to stop. So I'm going to be sewing at that edge very neatly, and after I'm done sewing, this is how it looks. Basically, I covered that first ½ inch that I sewed and I made it to look really neat like this, and this is how to fix your band. Now we're going to go ahead to fix our zip. To fix your zip, you're just going to mark on that waist point, you're just going to mark your actual waist measurement. Mark your actual waist measurement, that's divided by 2 now. So if your waist was 38 like mine, you're just going to mark what, 19, and then on that point of 19 you're just going to place your tape there. So what I mark, I think it was remaining about 1 inch there. If you don't mark your waist measurement, if you trust what you have sewn, you can just mark 1 inch and fix in your zip. But it's better you mark your waist measurement at that top and then continue marking 1 inch on the other areas. Whatever I had at the top, I just placed my zip, the zip itself facing the line that I marked, and then like I always said, where that sewing ended, you're just going to bring out your zip, extend it downwards with about 1 inch, and always pin your zip before sewing. It is so important, guys. Now after pinning the zip, you are just going to sew on that smooth part of the zip to make it very neat. So after I was done sewing the first side, I just turned it over, and then I'm also going to mark my waist measurement on this other side. What was left there was what I marked, and then marked 1 inch on the remaining side, and then I just turned my zip. Now the same zip, the zip parts facing the line there also, and I pinned down and went ahead to sew. Now I'm done fixing the zip, and this is how it looks like. You can see how neat it is, and with this our pant is about 95% ready. The last thing we will be doing is to fold our hem. You can either weave it out and then fold it in and use your hemming gum to finish it up, but I do not have a means to weave it at the moment of making this video, so I just went ahead to fold it in. Remember that we added 2 inches to the hem as the hem allowance, so that's what we are folding in. And now guys, we're done making this trouser, and this is how it looks like. It is so beautiful. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also leave a comment, and don't forget to check my page for all my other beginner friendly videos to help kickstart your sewing journey. Thank you, and see you in my next video.